Hello everyone, my name is Simeon Banda. I'm presenting a lesson in mathematics for primary 6, this term 1, 2021. Today's topic, it is a continuation and the last part of the circle. And in this lesson, we are going to look at the following. You are expected to construct a circle using given radii and diameters. You are also expected to approximate the area of a circle drawn on a square centimeter. In this lesson, before you do the lesson, you are expected to have this information prior, which is simple addition as usual. You've learned addition from primary 1, primary 2, primary 3, and now you're in primary 6. You know your simple addition. Simple subtraction also is a prerequisite. Then you also have practiced in the first lesson how to draw circles using different methods. And in this case now, we have to practice using the compass or the pair of compasses. Okay. For this lesson, you are expected to work with the following tools. First, the pair of compasses. As I said that for P6, you need to have a mathematical set where you find this pair of compasses. You also need to have a ruler. It doesn't matter, it can be a 15 centimeter ruler, it can be a 30 centimeter ruler, but you need to have a ruler. You also need to have a pencil. This is my pencil. There is a pencil here on my on my pair of compasses. So these are the tools you need. And then you also need a squared paper, a squared sheet of paper. This is a squared sheet of paper where you will practice your drawing and the approximation. Constructing a circle. How do you construct a circle using the given radius? The procedure is like this. 1, you set the compass and place it to the ruler so that it reads, or the size of the opening is exact the size of the measurement that you have been given. Okay, so for example, this one you have opened it and it is on 4 centimeters. So this one is on 4 centimeters. So without closing the ruler, the pair of compasses, what do? You just put your pair of compass on the paper and then draw like this. You draw like this without making mistakes. Okay, so I will show the pictures when presenting diameter because it's just the same procedure. So let's just proceed to go to the diameter. How do you construct the diameter? How do you construct a circle when you are given the specific diameter? The method or the procedure is almost the same as that one for the radius, only a few changes. The first one, That's where the change is. First, you look at the diameter you have been given. Let's say you have been given 10 as your diameter. So, when you have been given 10 as your diameter, it means the radius is half of 10. So what is the radius? So it is 5. So it means now you have to set the pair of compass and the ruler on 5, because 5 is half of 10. So you have been given 10, so just set it on 5. Just set it on 5, yes, like this. So this is your 5. So from the tip of the pair of compass and the tip of the pencil, it is the radius, and it is 5. So when you put it on the paper, you follow the same method or procedure as you did when drawing or when constructing the radius. Okay, so without closing it, you remove the ruler and then draw the circle on the paper. Then you measure the diameter. So first you divide it, or you divide that radius by 2 or in half. If you have 10, it is half of 10, which is 5. Okay, so let's look at the practical example on this drawing. Okay, so as I earlier said that the first thing is you place the pair of compass onto the ruler. It reads. You can see the reading there. You can see the reading, and then you remove the ruler. Then you draw, as in the second drawing there. So we are drawing a circle, which is the exact size or the measurement of what we have been given. Okay. Then what is the next step after drawing? The next step after drawing, you draw the diameter across. You draw the diameter across. This is our diameter there. Don't forget, the diameter should always pass across the middle or the center point. What next? After that, you place the ruler on that diameter and measure. The way you measured in lesson 2 or in part 2 of this lesson or topic, you place it like that, and then the reading should be exact to what you were given. So in this case, you have been given, we found that our reading was, the diameter was 6. You have been given 6. So you divide it by 2, which is 3. So the radius should be 3 this side, 3 that side. Set the pair of compass according to that size of the radius, which is 3. Draw the circle. Then, after drawing the circle, draw the diameter in the middle there. After drawing the diameter, prove that one by placing the ruler again to check if truly it gives you 6. So here, as you can see on this picture, it gives us 6. Hope you're following. Thank you. Okay. Let's proceed and now look at the last part of the lesson, which is approximating the area of a circle. Approximating the area of a circle. Okay, before we proceed there, we have to know the words approximate. What is to approximate? To approximate means to have a rough picture or a closer picture of what you want to talk about. Not the exact number, not the exact measurement, but just close to the measurement. That is approximation. So when when you are going to school, they ask you, what time did you arrive at school? You say, I arrived at school approximately 7. So it was not yet 7, but closer to 7. Okay, so that is what the word approximating means. Having said that, let's also look at the word area. What is area? You could be hearing the word for the first time, but I don't think so, because you did area in P5, in primary 5. Area is the space covered. Is the space covered. Okay, so for example, I have this paper. It is with me here. So this part that has been covered is what we say area. The part that has been covered is called area. So you can measure the area, okay? You can measure the area of the surface. So area is the space covered by an object. Okay, so we also we learned how to calculate area of a rectangle, area of a square. Now we want to estimate or maybe approximate the area of a circle. How do we approximate that one? First, you draw a circle on the squared paper, as I said, that you need to have the squared paper. So you draw a circle on the squared paper using your compass, of course. Or you can even use any object by tracing or any other method as learned in lesson 1. After drawing that circle, you count the boxes or the squares that have been fully covered by a circle. You count the squares that have been covered by a circle. I will show the picture. After counting now, what do? You also count the squares that have been partially covered. Take note, there are two things. First, count those that have been fully covered. Secondly, you count separately those that have been partially covered. Why do we separate them? Because those that have been partially covered, we treat them as half. Even if some are more than half, others are less than half, but we treat them as, we just treat them as half. So when you count the number, let's say that there are 10. So you just divide those squares, partially covered squared, by 2. So if there are 10, it means you have 5 full covered also. So that's when now you add them. That's when you add them to the number which you kept in the first place. And then the final answer now is what we say the approximated area. So let's look at this example. There's this drawing. Okay, as I said that you have, first of all, you have to draw the circle on the squared paper. So this, I've drawn my my circle on the squared paper. Step number 2, count those that have been fully covered by the circle. So you can see that others are just halfway or partly, others are full. So I've counted for you, but you can also count through. I've put some dots to show that these are the ones that are fully covered. Okay, so if you can count them, how many are they? There are 32 on this paper, on this circle. There are 32 squares. Okay, we leave that. You can observe that here near to the circumference, there are no dots, meaning those are just partly covered. So we are not counting them now. First, we have to count the fully covered. Now, let's count those that are near the circumference. How many are they? Check, 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 check. If you can go around, check. Even if it just, the circle passes just a bit, count that one as partly covered. Even if it is leaving a small space to be fully covered, it's not fully covered. Just treat it as partly covered. So these are the ones that you can see here. These are the ones that you can see closer to the circumference. So if you count them, you find that there are 26. In this example, there are 26. So now, we've said that because they are partly covered, we shall divide that 26 by 2. So what is 26 divided by 2? You get it right. It's 13. So keep that number 13. So let's proceed now. So having looked at the drawings, you have seen that the fully covered squares are 32. The not fully or partly covered, there are 26. So we say you divide 26 by 2, which is 13. So now you get the first number and the second number, 32, you add 13, and your final answer now will be 45 centimeters squared. Or you can read as 45 squared centimeters. So you say the approximate area of the circle is 45 centimeters squared. So this is how we approximate. It is not the exact area, but just that, just roughly guessing closer to the correct answer. Why is it not accurate? Why is it just an approximation? We say that because those that are partly, we have just treated them as half. So that's why they are not halves. Others are more than half. Some are less than half, but we have just treated them as half. That's why it is an approximation. This is an approximated area. I hope you have understood. In this lesson, in conclusion, we can say that we have learned how to construct the circles from the given radii and diameters. We have constructed the circles from the given radii and diameters. We have also approximated, or we have learned how to approximate the area of a circle using squared paper. Following what we have learned, you can do a practice. In your practice book, you should have those materials which I explained when starting the lesson. Try to construct the circles using any red eye. You can give yourselves the radius and then construct it. You can also now give yourself the diameter and try to construct to see if you have really understood the lesson. And then, using the method I have explained using this paper, you can also use your squared papers, your squared books, to draw the circles and count the squares that are fully covered and those that are partly covered, add them to find the approximated area. Thank you for watching. I hope you have enjoyed the last part of the lesson, which is circle. Tune in for more and more and more interesting lessons to come as we are fighting the deadly pandemic COVID-19. As you are doing your lessons, make sure you stay home, sanitize always, or wash your hands with soap, mask up, and also observe social distancing. Bye-bye.